Hard on the Paint by Big Country Equipment.
All right, another episode of That's Hard on the Paint by Big Country Equipment. Today's guests are Zach Drennen and Jack Graves. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come hang out and visit with us. We've got two local entrepreneurs here hanging out, and I start with Zach. Kind of tell us about your background and your company, and if you were born, raised in Angelo, or but you call it home now.
Yep, I was born and raised here. Went off to Dallas, did about 9 years up there. Came back here, started a company, realized this is more my speed, and been here ever since.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I have an oilfield service company. We do, the fancy way of saying it is onsite accommodations, but what it really is mobile homes built to go up and down lease roads half their life.
Motel 6.
Most just, hey, you call us, you'll be sitting on the couch watching TV that night out on location.
No, leave the light on.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very plug and play, and it's pretty fast paced.
Is the business headquarters out of Angelo, or is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the business is done in, I'm assuming, Midland, Odessa area.
Well, right now it's out in New Mexico and far west Texas. So we've got a yard here and we've got a yard in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Obviously, we started here, and kind of when Barnhart Big Lake kicked off, quite a few years ago, and then over time, right? Well, the Delaware Basin kicked off, which is the western basin of the Permian Basin. And when that happened, one of our big customers asked us, if we wanted to go out there. And of course we said, yes. When do we need to be there? They said yesterday. So we got there as fast as we could. Since then, activity around here has kind of slowed up, and New Mexico, our New Mexico yard, absolutely, it's the breadwinner right now. So
if I called you tomorrow and I said, hey, I need to get one of those mobile offices set up, and I used it for a hunting camp, how fast could that get done? And I guess you need like electric and water already set up to haul it out.
No, so we do all that. So it would
money
be
up front.
Money up front.
Yeah.
Coordinates later.
Can you fill out a credit app, please?
Yeah, I got Harrison's social memorized. I'll sign for him.
No, that's. I mean, if you're an existing customer, all that good stuff. If you call early enough in the day, it'll be there that day. And so we have the mobile home, trailer mounted generators, water systems, sewer systems, and all the heavy trucks to support that, to deliver the house. We haul potable water to you, to the water system we rent you. And then, as you use that, then we send, we have a septic truck, right? And then we go pump the septic off.
I'm surprised the Doomsday Preppers haven't called you.
We've had some interesting calls along the way for sure. Now,
can you add a gun safe to it?
Can you bury this on the side of a hill?
Yeah. So everything's built to plug and play and move real fast, right? So, if you're out on a frack job, for instance, and we've got just a one house set up for you out there, when you finish pumping, that location, and generally you're going to move right to the next location. So you'd call, the night before, or and then we'd set it up and we'd move you to the next pad, and you'd be in your truck for, depending on how far we're moving, you'd be in your truck for, anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 hours, and then you'd be set up and ready to roll.
So I assume these are skid mounted.
No, we have some skid mounts, but most of them are wheeled mobile homes. They're specially built to go down lease roads and to do that kind of travel versus your standard mobile home. But we have both kinds. The majority of what we do is the wheeled mobile homes up. They're a little bigger.
How long you been in that business? Yeah.
It'll actually be 15 years in just a couple days.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So
well, I think there's a real opportunity though for hunting leases.
That's where once they get past their past their rental life,
Mhm.
that's where they end up.
How long does
So-
it take to get past their kill life?
Honestly, still don't know. So when we started, we bought used houses and refurbed them,
Mhm.
and those made it about 7 years under us. But I don't know how hard of a life they had before.
Right.
So since then, I think we built our first units in about 2013 or 2014, somewhere in there, and we still haven't decommissioned one. So I'm guessing about 15 years if you take care of it.
So
But-
like Ron White says, it's new shrubs, new bushes.
yeah. I don't. We can find out if you become a really good customer. Once it's time to decommission one and you need a deer camp, then
Mhm.
you get a deer camp,
Seen
right?
some rough, seen some rough stuff on a deer camp. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like dove hunt, leases, stuff like that.
Yeah, we've done some dove hunt leases. Jack knows too much.
I'm gonna have to dive into that later.
Yeah,
that's
we may.
that's a fifth quarter deal there.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Yeah, we, sometimes you got to pick your jobs, right?
Yeah.
And so,
And your customers.
and your customers.
So is Jack a good customer?
You know what Jack is? He's a really good reference,
It's a really, really smart guy to lean on.
but you've got to call him before you do stupid stuff.
Oh, I see.
Not after you've done the stupid stuff, and you got to call before. So I've learned that lesson.
It called a little late.
Yeah.
Hey Jack, we just rigged up this 10-house job out so and so and so. Oh, good luck, bud. Oh, man. Wish I would have called you a week
I said,
ago.
man, hey, look at it will be a good write-off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got
The
to
charity work is cool. I'm proud of you. Appreciate you doing that and helping them out.
And that's when I learned the lesson of 70 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jack, how long you been in San Angelo? Are you a native?
No, I'm from Stephenville, Texas. Went to college in Abilene. Met my wife there. She's from Bront and ended up here. We had Jay's processing from 2005 till 2024, 23. So it was 19 deer seasons. Then we started J Bar in 2020, and now we just do J Bar meats.
So you went from deer processing to beef.
Yeah, but not we're not processing beef. It's further processed. So we make a bunch of different sausages, jerky, snack sticks, and we private label for I want to say about 50 different customers now. So this day and age, everybody wants they want their name on it, regardless, right? Obviously, Big Country Equipment doesn't make jerky.
We
Right?
could.
I mean, but
Big Country
it's
Jerky
cool,
sounded
but
really
it's
good.
cool to have Big Country Equipment
Right.
on.
Yes, sir.
So we do, I mean, locally for some banks here, for small field companies, they hand out at golf tournaments stuff. And then we have some accounts that are in quite a few convenience stores from here to Midland to Lubbock to Amarillo mainly.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going all right.
What pushed y'all to go that type of industry?
It was kind of easy to get out of the processing because our kids, the age our kids were, we were kind of at crossroads. We needed help. We had at that point we were trying to run two businesses, needed help at both. But one kept you there from about 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. for about 100-ish days straight, and the other one there was a little more free time. And so we had a guy that worked for me forever that wanted to buy it forever, and he did, and we left when he bought it, and then but he's doing really well. So, but yeah, it was the industry. I thought I wanted to be a coach, but I didn't have any money. That was kind of a big deal, not having any money at all. And so my brother-in-law actually talked me into opening the processing here. It used to make me mad because he didn't go to college, and he had cool stuff, cool boats, cool trucks, and I had no money. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. He's got a bunch of cool stuff, and I have no money. And I just got out of college, and he's like, well, you're an idiot. So anyway, he talked us into putting the process in Angelo, and he ended up being right. So, I mean, could have not worked out, but it did. So,
Well, that's pretty much every risk in entrepreneur. You know,
Yeah.
you're throwing the dice on the table and see if you ace it or you go home broke.
But if you didn't start with anything to begin with, you know, that had to help a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it was, I was kind of lucky because her family was in this business.
Mhm.
And so I guess the business model was proven
Mhm.
somewhat. So it wasn't like it was a risk because you got a guy who knows nothing that's running it. And, but we did have a lot of support from them. And we really couldn't have gotten that big a bind because when we ran low on help, they showed up and helped early on
Yes.
before we knew or could afford a lot of help. They came and helped us out to get through the harder times.
When you were in the process of selling your first company, were you approached or were you actively trying to sell?
No, we weren't. We were not actively. I actually tried to talk him out of it about a month before.
Really?
He just had twins. And I said, man, I know you got a great marriage, but I'm telling you, that's fixing to change. You've got twins and you're buying this. You're going to be gone 100 hours a week.
Mhm.
Like I think this is a really bad idea this
Mhm.
year. And no, we got it. And somehow he did that. He's got great in-laws. Parents helped him a lot, but I mean, it had to be tough.
Mhm.
You kind of act like they just, hey, we made it work, but it had to be really, really hard.
Absolutely.
You know, having twins is hard enough, but having to be at work all day and all night, all weekend.
And a new business owner.
Yeah. So I said, man, if you can make it this year, you ought to be able to make just about anything.
Yeah.
And how did y'all meet? How did y'all become friends?
Golf.
Probably golf.
Yeah, definitely golf is the short answer. I don't know how long we've known each other. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. We, we started, it's kind of funny. We started playing golf, then that we end up sitting around and drinking beer and hanging out and laughing a lot. And then, so that just turns into more golf. And then, now we played all over the place together now. So
Mhm.
yeah, but that was, I would say golf. I know Zach, we dealt with Zach's dad's customers at one point, oilfield customers.
Mhm.
And that's, I may be the very first time I'd met him, but yeah, then, then he big balled me about how good he was at golf. And
Mhm.
here we go.
Uh-huh.
So y'all,
Who's
what?
a better golfer?
Yeah, who's
Zach's probably a better golfer.
Don't ask today though.
Zach's got a little head issue. Not a talent issue.
I'm going through a little funk.
Listen,